Shilpa here. I'm the author of the HomeoQuest software. Thanks for downloading and installing the software. This is first of a series of video tutorials on working through HomeoQuest. In this first tutorial, I will touch upon all the important functions of the software. This general overview will help you get started quickly. So let's start. So this is your opening screen when you press the HomeoQuest icon, which is your Repertory browser. These are the list of all the repertories in the software. You can actually click on any particular repertory to display the rubric, to display the sections. You can click on a particular section to display the rubrics. And for every rubric you choose, the remedies appear sorted out right here. Now, if you think a particular rubric is interesting, you can just double click on it and you start the repertorization right at the bottom here onto the repertorization sheets. Now you can select a particular rubric from a particular repertory, from a particular chapter, say the mind section of the complete repertory, using something which is called a sectional search. So I'm going to search a rubric which is, say, grief silent, with a space in between, and just say click. So the search engine will actually search all the rubrics from within the mind section of complete repertory and get you to the first rubric with grief silent. If you think it's interesting, you can double click on it and the repertorization gets updated right away. If you think you want to look into some more rubrics with similar words, press on to the next and you come to the next rubric with grief silent, and so on and so forth. So you can actually jump from every rubric in that chapter with the words grief silent by clicking on the previous and the next buttons. And the repertorization is always present at the bottom of your screen. Now, if you think a particular remedy is interesting, you just click on the remedy and there you go. You jump onto the Materia Medica browser, opening that remedy and showing the list of books from which that remedy appears in. You can click on any book and read the remedy and the relevant data. You can come back to the Repertory browser and you can also go on and choose some more rubrics. So you can actually select from different repertories, different sections, find an interesting rubric, double click, and the repertorization gets automatically updated. And that's the key of this software. It's such a simple, user-friendly, quick thing that you actually perform 10 different tasks you would perform in some other software, taking 10 times more the time, in such a quick, efficient way in HomeoQuest. Now for the searches, we'll come to the repertory search. Now the repertory search is actually a global search, which will search not just from one repertory and one chapter like you had it in the Repertory browser, but will search through all the repertories together. So this is very important because it's a complex rubric spread across many sections, and you can actually get all the possibilities to choose the precise result you want to enter. So for example, if you select the same word, grief silent, and press the search symbol, there you get a list of all the rubrics with the words grief silent from all the repertories in your database. And look at this, it's present in different chapters. So it's present in the mind section in the complete repertory and the Kent's repertory, but there's also another rubric in the clinical section, which is influenza grief after silent. And there's another rubric in the generality section in Lippe's repertory, which says love unhappy from grief silent with, and so on and so forth. So you can't just say that, look at that, in Bunninghausen, it comes in aggravation and amelioration section, which says emotions, anger, fixation, silent, grief, aggravates. So a rubric, you may think it's present in one section, but it could be spread across in different sections. And this was a simple rubric where you assumed it could be in just the mind section. How about another complex rubric, which could be spread across many sections, and that is head pain, nausea with, and say search. And then look at the different chapters. you have in different repertories. In there, it's in a head, in abdomen. It's in head in the Rogers complete repertory, but also in stomach. Nausea with headache and pain in the eyes on turning them. And so on and so forth. So in different repertories, you can actually have the same rubric spread across different sections. Look at that, it's present in eating and drinking in the same repertory, the nerves repertory, in hiccups and belching and nausea and vomiting as a separate section in nerves repertory, and so on and so forth. So this actually helps you. It's in the fever repertory, fever section as well. And in the nerve section in nerves repertory again. So you have a choice. You just can't rely on one section and choose and look for a rubric. The most appropriate rubric can be spread in some other section, and this repertory search actually gives you every section wherever the rubric could be. Now, if you want to repertorize even from here, so if you think there is a particular rubric which you think is interesting out here and you want to repertorize it, you just double click again and there you go. So wherever you see a rubric in any of the sections around here and you double click on it, your repertorization just gets updated. It's so simple. Now if you want to look into where this rubric has come from in that particular repertory, click on the blue, which is the name of the book, and there you enter the head section with that rubric in your repertory browser. We go back to the repertory search and your search is intact in there. So even if you choose and jump from one section to the other, the whole page remains constant. The searches you've made, the different searches you've made before would all remain as they are, untouched. So you don't lose data, you can jump from one section to the other and you can still access. So even from here, if you want to choose and read another remedy, like for example Fatalaka, which seems to be covering quite a few rubrics, click on Fatalaka and there you go. Your Materia Medica browser would jump on to Fatalaka, give you the list of rubrics, this list of books where the remedy would be in. Click on a book you think and there you have Fatalaka data. And you again have a chapter search. So you can actually search for interesting rubrics, interesting symptoms from that particular chapter in your Materia Medica.